I want to. At one point, and some points on our show, I've talked about this man and his band as being underrated. I don't really believe his '80s stuff is underrated. I believe his modern stuff is very underappreciated, and that's Bryan Adams. We've talked about him a lot, actually. I mean, Reckless is one of the best. It Cuts Like a Knife and Reckless. Those two albums are great. But Bryan Adams in particular, I wanted to shed some light on him. The dude was a huge. Summer of '69 is still played to this day because it was so big back then. I saw Bryan Adams live in 2019. I'm lucky enough to say that I did because then COVID hit, and then he's been touring Europe like crazy right now. But I would if he came back to the U.S., I would love to see him again. My dad has not seen Bryan Adams yet. I gotta take him. I gotta take Bill as well.
Yeah, he was supposed to tour with Bon Jovi, remember?
Yeah, and then COVID hit. He's like, "Thanks, COVID."
Yeah, thanks, COVID.
Yeah, that's the part I never understood. Bryan Adams was opening up for Bon Jovi in 2020 before the shutdown happened.
That is a very unusual show, isn't it?
Why? No, but Bryan Adams. I'm gonna get off my tangent. Bryan Adams is. Why is Bryan Adams opening as the opening act for Bon Jovi? Why? Why was that even a thing? That's what I don't get, Bill. Does that make sense?
Does this confuse you?
Because I understand it's a big hit thing and whatnot, but when they said, when Bryan Adams is opening up for us, I said, why is Bryan Adams opening up for you? Bryan Adams is a big act. No?
He is.
I never understood that about him. I really wish more people would open up to him as an artist in general. He's just so good. And Reckless, I've played this album from start to finish on vinyl, plug for Instagram, a lot. I don't get why he's like, I don't know. I'm a huge Bryan Adams fan. His new stuff is incredible. And no one listens to it either. So that's another thing too. But back in the 80s, the guy was on top of the world, which is great.
You know, I got my first real 6-string.
Did you buy it at the 5 and dime?
Bought it at the 5 and dime. Played until my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69.
Yeah.
You know what's another good one? Run to You. I'm gonna run to you.
I love Run to You. It's so good, Bill.
No, it's another good one.
Which one?
What's it? Heaven.
Somebody Cuts Like a Knife, straight from the heart. The dude was on fire in the 80s. He was so good. You know what he did recently? He did 3 shows over in England he played albums from start to finish. I don't know if you heard. Did you hear about this at all? He played a different album. He had 3 sold out nights at like some Royal Hall in England or whatever. He played 3 albums, 3 different albums on 3 different nights from start to finish. Did you hear about this?
Oh, I didn't hear about it.
He played Cuts Like a Knife in full from start to finish. He played Waking Up the Neighbors with Everything I Do It For You on it. That's 91. He played that album from start to finish. First time live for so many of the songs there too. Then he also played another album from 1987 that I'm not too big on because it was just coming off Reckless. It wasn't that big of a success. It was Into the Fire. He played that album for the first time live. And a lot of the songs on there for the first time live in general.
Really?
Yeah, you got to look this up. He broke out the vault for those 3 shows, and I wish there was audio recordings of them because it was, he played so many hit songs. He played so many songs he hadn't played since like the 80s or 90s, which is crazy. So, but Bryan Adams, phenomenal artist, phenomenal, timeless artist. What can you say, Bill?
Yeah, what can you say about him?